Hey guys, what's up? It's Michael here from Michael's Tech Reviews. So today I have a review of the Escort Passport Max Radar Detector. I picked this radar detector up from Best Buy a couple days ago, and I've been using it for about, I would say, 4 days now, and it's actually a really cool piece of equipment. Like every piece of equipment, it does have flaws, and it also has a lot of benefits to it as well. This is a hefty price tag on this. It retails for around $550. And I'm just going to go ahead and go over some features of this radar detector. First, before I do power my car on and show you guys that, I'm just going to go down here. This does have a straight/coiled cable on it. And then down here you have what they call the smart cord. So pretty much I'll go ahead and just pull this out for you guys. It has an alert. That will blink orange when it alerts. When it's on, it powers on blue. And then you have a mute button, which you can mute your alerts. You can also tap 3 times to block an alert that may be a false. I'm just going to go ahead and plug that back in there. And we'll go ahead and power this bad boy on. So it does take about 5 seconds to power up, as you can see right there. And then it's on already. So this is how I have mine set up. I pretty much, so as far as right now, I've been leaving it on auto mode. I find that's the best way for me. When I go on the highway, I probably will put it on highway mode, because that pretty much maxes all the sensitivity settings out. Now, the cool thing about this is it features an OLED display, so it is considered a high definition display for a radar detector, so it's actually extremely nice. So on the front you have your OLED display with 4 color options, which I'll go over. On the side here you have your Escort branding, and a nice silver band wraps all the way around the radar detector. Now on the side here you have your USB, that is a standard USB. You have your power jack, which is actually like a telephone cord. And then you have a 3.5mm headphone jack on the side here, which honestly, guys, I really can't see why you would use something like that, but I guess some people do. Now, on the top here, you have a bit of settings, and we'll go over those in a later review, but you got your mute button, power, mark, volume up, volume down, sensitivity, and I'm sorry, I just can't see in your brightness over there. Can't get it very well in the video, but let me just take this off for you guys here. So you got brightness, sensitivity, and mark location. So the actual radar detector has a little release button right here that you just push in when you need to take it off the mount, and then you just clip it in like that, and it's in the mount. There's a lot of things about this radar detector that a lot of people say it bounces around, it's squeaky. My unit hasn't made that, so I'm happy about that so far. And then I'll show you guys here the cable. Like I said before, when it's on, it has a blue light to alert you that the unit is actually powered on. And then when you get an alert, like a KA alert or laser or whatever it may be, that's going to flash. Now, I find this pretty much useless, to be honest, because when I'm driving, I'm looking straight up at the road. I'm not really looking down where my cigarette lighter is. And the only thing I do like this for is you can mute it from here. So when I'm driving, I tend to leave my hand, around my shifting column. So if I do get an alert and I know it's a false, I can just tap this 3 times and then bam, it's gone, it's blocked. So I'm just going to show you guys some of the alerts here. I'm sorry I'm not using my tripod today because we're kind of in my car here. But you can power the unit down. To go into the settings menu, you hold the mark button plus the sensitivity button.
Preferences.
And it's going to bring you into the preferences menu here, which, as you guys can see, is fairly loud. So you can change the settings over here. I'm just going to go over some of them, and I'm going to let this thing do the talking.
Preferences. User mode. Advanced. Novice. Advanced. pilot mode. Scanning bar. Display color, blue.
And these are the different colors, guys.
Green. Red. Amber. Blue. Green. Speed display, on.
You can change the speed display on there.
Cruise alert. Overspeed.
You can set it to warn you when you go over a certain speed. It will say slow down.
Meter mode, expert.
So these are the meter modes. Of course, this is the one I use the most.
Spec.
Is
Expert.
Expert. Expert will show 4 different bands at the same time. So if you have 4 cops ahead of you that are all shooting, say, laser, KA band, K band, X band, or whatever, X band's pretty much gone nowadays. But if you have 3 cops and they're all shooting a different band, this will pull up everything that's ahead of you. So that's pretty neat. You can see exactly what's in front of you.
Advanced pilot. Speed. Cruise alert. Overspeed. Meter mode. Expert. Tones. Standard.
You can change the tones here to like a standard beep 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 to a kind of chiming noise.
Preferences.
This thing kind of times out pretty quick, so I apologize.
Speed. Cruise alert. Overspeed. Meter tone. Auto learn. Units. Voice. On. GPS filter. On. Auto power. 4 hours. Band enables. Default settings. Marker enables. Default settings. Clear locations. Mark. User mode. Advanced.
Alright, so as you guys can see, I mean, this thing has a massive amount of settings that you can change on it. The really nice thing about this, like I said, I've only been using this for a couple days. So, I mean, I have gotten alerts from, I was doing about 80 on the highway, and I got an alert probably, I would say, a good half a mile, if not 3/4 of a mile back. This thing started beeping. As I got closer, it started beeping really loud, and then look at that, there was a state trooper. I'm in Florida, so the state trooper on the left hand side shooting KA in the opposite direction. So this thing actually picked it up very well, and even after I passed by him, it still was picking him up for a good half mile, which was crazy, because that pretty much right there, I can't say I would have gotten pulled over because I really wasn't doing I was doing 10 over the speed limit, which in Florida on the highway, that's pretty normal. So I can't really say it would have saved me from a ticket. However, it did let me know that there was a cop right there and that I did slow down to 70. So, and then I've also just come across shops, cops just shooting, radar just straight into traffic, and I slowed down from that. So, I mean, this thing has already saved me a couple times. I'm not really a big speeder. I'll go like 5-10 over in certain areas that I know it's safe to. But this is even better because now I know if there is a cop ahead, because pretty much in Florida, from what I've seen so far, is cops pretty much are pretty lazy. They just they'll leave the KA band on, and they'll just drive with it on. They usually don't shut it off. So that makes it easier for the radar detectors. So far, I've tried a couple different mounting places in my car. I have a Hyundai Sonata, so I just moved it back here because I recently did have it up here, like right below the tint line on my window. However, I was in some forums and I just found out that if a cop is shooting laser, if your radar detector's up high, it's really not going to pick the laser up at all up high. Maybe scatters of it, but that's about it. So I'm going on a trip on Saturday, about a 100-mile trip. So I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna leave it here. See how I like it here, because even though I can still see it when it's up high here, like I can see it on my peripheral vision, the screen. I mean, just when you're driving, this is much easier to read because it's pretty much right dead on eye level. But as far as that goes, just the build quality of this it's really nice. When you take it off, it's a very hefty unit, so it doesn't feel like a cheap, $200 one or even $50 one. This does feature a 360-degree laser / radar detection. It does feature Escort's new sticky cut mount, which I'm not really sure if I'm a fan of yet, guys, because even though this doesn't really bounce a lot, when I do hit bumps in my car, it does shake a little, but that's normal. I would have liked to seen like a double suction cup mount just to make this thing like steady. Because honestly, when I pay $550 for a piece of equipment, I want it to be pretty much close to perfect. You know, I may be asking a little too much, but that's just my opinion. I would like this thing to be just pretty much stuck on there and it not move at all. That's what I would like. So far it's been really nice. I do have to say though, I'm in Florida, so I would recommend taking this down in the daytime, even at night. I try and just like, either throw it in here or my glove box, or with the radar detector. I also got this carrying case, which is actually, it's pretty nice. I would have liked to see, and this is another gripe I have about this thing. I mean, you pay so much money for something like this. It really, because with like the red line and the 9500iX, you get a hard case, like a plastic hard case. And those detectors are about 50 to 100 bucks less than this one. So I really would have liked to seen Escort put like a hard case in here. Just give it more of a premium feel. But, you know what, again, it's not something huge, but it would have been nice to see. Now, there's a lot of mixed reviews about this radar detector. Some of them, it looks like it's either a love or hate relationship with this thing. Some people either hate it and they just got rid of it, they sent it back or got their refund, and some people love them. So far, I honestly, guys, am on the love side. It's really, like I said at the beginning, it's caught me a couple of cops. So, it saved me a couple times right now. I've only had this thing about 4 days. And it's really nice. The features it has is more than anything other, any other radar detector I've ever used. The main reason I got this radar detector is because the screen on it. And they said it had very good range. I like the screen. I've always been a fan of colored displays. And I like the ability that I can actually change the color on it, because that's really nice. But that's pretty much it. Alright guys, well, if you have any questions about this radar detector, I will be doing some follow-up videos on this thing. I do appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment box. And please rate and subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.